What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sinister-Cast, a podcast where I talk about music, my channel, and things going on in my life. So if you're new, consider subscribing. Now today, we have a guest yet again. You guys might remember this guest as being the first guest that I've ever had on Sinister-Cast. I don't actually remember what we talked about on the first one.
I think it was like how we met and how we started making music.
Yeah, and that was like 40 minutes or something like that. It was a longer Sinister-Cast. You guys typically know that mine are like between 10 and 20 minutes usually. So when I get guests and stuff, it's more natural and it flows better when they're longer anyway. Because if you cut it short, it just seems kind of, short. So, but in today's video, we're going to be talking about different kinds of music that we listen to other than metal because, especially with my channel, it's just so focused on metal. And later on, we're also going to talk about where we think metal music as a whole is going, where it's at now, where we think it's going to be in the future. Is that good or bad? Who knows? But anyway, welcome back, Daniel, to the podcast and as another guest on the great show we call Sinister-Cast.
It's a two-time champ here.
I know you're
second time already.
You can hold that badge because you're the guest that's been on this podcast the most. You're the most frequent guest on this podcast. But yeah, okay, let's get into it. So, what kind of music stuff do you listen to besides metal?
All right, well, there's music I listen to besides metal, and then there's my guilty pleasures.
Okay.
So,
where's this going?
Like music I listen to besides metal, it's just like, recently it's been a lot of Owl City. I just released a cover on my channel of an Owl City song. And, I don't know, I've just been listening to them a lot.
All I can think about with them is that accent. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where they come from, what type of people they are, but fireflies, like
your
eyes. Where does that come from? Like,
I think he's from Minnesota. Don't quote me on that.
But where does that come from? Like eyes.
It's just, I don't know. He has a unique voice, I guess.
He just kind of whispers,
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with your eyes?
Like, he could be talking about the worst thing, and it's soothing. My grandma passed away.
He just sounds like some guy writing dark poetry in the corner of his room, just like singing to himself, like, all right, so this is my poem. I don't know. It's funny. I'm not.
Where was that going?
Yeah, where are you? I like some of their stuff.
Anyway, so yeah, there's that's what I've been listening to recently. You'll probably hate me for this, but a lot of pop punk. I listen to pop punk.
Like who?
Now like newer pop punk, like State Champs, Neck Deep, and then my guilty pleasure pop punk would be like. All American Rejects.
Dude, come on. Where are you going, man?
I could jam that all day.
You're veering away, man.
I guess you can't really call Green Day pop punk, but I grew Green Day, Virgil knows this, but Green Day is like the first band I grew up on. That's like kind of what inspired me. That's what inspired my drumming now, Trey Cool. Kind of that punk rock drumming, fast hi-hat, eighth notes all the time. Yeah. And yeah, so that's like guilty pleasures. I don't know if I don't listen to that much country.
That maybe much? What country do you listen to? I did not know this. What?
I would say like, I don't know, Red Solo Cup, Toby Keith. That's not a bad song. Red Solo Cup. Blue Ain't Your Color, Keith Urban.
Oh my
That's
God.
Another good one.
I'll admit, I think it's Keith Urban. Who is it? One of those country singer guys has a cologne. Tim McGraw. I've got a Tim McGraw cologne that smells pretty good. I'll give him that. But
this isn't music, but I like David Beckham cologne.
I've never smelt it in my life. Probably never will. Don't feel like it.
It's all right. But yeah, like I said, I don't really listen to country. It's usually when my friend Hunter, who's a big country buff, he listens to country, and anytime I'm with him, he'll play country, and I just kind of have to listen to it because I can't be blasting darkness imprisoning me.
I was driving down the dark, dusty road in my truck when I realized I hit my dog. I hit my dog.
What was that?
He hit his dog with his truck.
He knew he did it because he had to say it twice. I hit my dog. I hit my dog.
Gotta emphasize, man. Storytelling, you know?
Actually, also, this isn't really a guilty pleasure, but there was a while, like, I'll still listen to it, but there was a while I was listening to, like, 80s music, like ELO, like Hall & Oates.
Yeah, they're good. I'll dwell in that.
That's pretty nice every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you? Any guilty pleasures? What do you listen to these days?
I don't know. I don't know if you would call it exactly a guilty pleasure as much as it's just I can appreciate good music. I don't think there's any kind of thing that I like secretly go, oh gosh, I don't want to tell people I listen to this, but I love it so much. It's just if it's good music, it's good music.
No, because that's how metalheads feel like, just talking to average people. Should I tell them I listen to Dying Fetus?
Cannibal Corpse, will they understand the name? Oh, you listen to who's a pop singer? Who's a pop singer?
Swift.
Oh, you listen to Taylor Swift? That's your favorite band? Yeah, what's yours? Mine's called Napalm Death.
I like Cannibal Corpse. My favorite album is this one because it has two dead girls eating each other out.
Yeah, but
oh, that's cool. I have to go.
Poppy, there's some poppy stuff like Lady Gaga. I like some of her stuff, obviously, but she's a good songwriter to begin with. I mean, and I covered one of her songs, so that just shows that I kind of like her stuff. But on top of that, and I mean, beyond all of this, I would have no fucking clue unless the little bit I hear from you. I would have no clue about newer music if it weren't for my girlfriend, because she's the only one that like she listens to that shit, and so I secondhand hear that shit. So and then I get turned on.
Like the metal I listen to.
No, not metal. She's a metalhead, but she still listens to a lot of the new stuff. So like Imagine Dragons, like them, I like some of their stuff. I think they're pretty good.
But I like their early stuff. Their newer stuff is just overplayed.
But I've been seeing like memes and stuff saying that they're like people are trying to compare them with Nickelback and stuff now or something, and Maroon 5.
Yeah,
and all.
like
I don't
they're
get
saying
why.
Yeah, just because I think it's because people are starting to maybe not realize, because I don't know if they're doing it on purpose. But then again, it could be like, a record label telling them to make these types of songs because that's what sells.
Wait, because what do people think they sold out? Is that what they're saying?
No, it's because they feel like every song has like the same formulaic type.
Well, no shit. It's pop. It's the
Yeah.
same 4 fucking chords for every goddamn top 100 song that comes out now. It's not anything different.
But like, I don't listen to any more Imagine Dragons than you probably do, so I really have no clue.
I mean, I don't go out of my way. I just, if it comes on or something, I can enjoy it. Every once in a while, I'll go, oh, I want to listen to Believer, because that's my favorite.
I like Radioactive and Believer just because of the chord progressions they have.
Is Radioactive Imagine Dragons too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Radioactive.
Radioactive. Yeah, I like.
That's a pretty good song.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like Believer and Radioactive. I just like Believer for the drums. Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I can't stand Thunder though.
Things first on the moon.
I also like the harmonies they do.
Yeah, he's doing some kind of minor stuff. Yeah, but and then beyond, I mean, the poppy stuff. I listen to a lot of classical music. A big thing that I'll do now. I used when I go to work, I used to listen to just a lot of music with my speaker and stuff like that. And that gets old after a while because you start just replaying the same stuff. Even though I've got a huge freaking library of music, I still get bored with it. And I started listening to a lot more podcasts now. But not even the podcast because I'll keep it with music. What I'll do is I'll go to YouTube and I'll look up epic music and stuff like that. It'd be like cinematic, like full,
instrumentals.
Yeah, instrumental, like full symphony, orchestral type music.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of sweet shit out there, and you'll find these compilations that are like 10 hours long of just epic music, and you kind of apply it to your life, and you're just sitting there going, I'm sweeping the floor, but this shit's fucking epic, and so
yeah, I work at Home Depot and just doing what do you call it, the jousting, using the fork trucks to joust.
Oh god, that's so fucking stupid.
We don't actually do that, but that'd be funny.
My god, I know.
I think a pop singer that I could actually go out of my way and say, like, just because I think he's really talented anyway, is Ed Sheeran, because he writes for everyone nowadays.
Yeah, I like some of his stuff too. I think he also follows the 4-chord thing though.
Yeah, I like his first album though. It was kind of different than what was out there, but
I don't remember what the song was. The da-na-na, be loving you till you na-na-na. That one. I like that one. I don't know. I can't remember what that's called.
It was called.
It's a good like waltzy mysterious ways.
Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking Out Loud. Yeah, that's a good song. I
like his song A-Team. Cause I'll spend a couple grams. I'll go mad for a couple grams.
I don't know that one.
You know that song?
Nope.
It's too cold outside.
Nope.
You know?
Nope.
Freaking loser, dude. Where have you been? Under a rock, obviously.
I'm the most loser ever.
I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me?
No, but one of the biggest things that I really love to listen to, that's outside of metal, is big band music, like Frank Sinatra. Like I'm a sucker for Frank Sinatra. I love Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, he's got some cool melodies.
Oh, it's just
in New York.
Yeah. New York. Yeah, and
just that stuff you can see ladies with their arms across other women, just like putting their legs up in the air.
Fly me to the moon, to a place among the Frank Sinatra's so good. Can't beat Frank Sinatra.
I'm gonna be honest, I've been listening to this weird like subgenre. No, because I guess you could. Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't call this metal, but it does have influences. It's like this underground like hip hop stuff. There's this kid named Scarlord, but the O is with an X, like he's straight edge or something.
Oh my god! More with the X, all the X names, man.
Yeah. But his music's cool. It was weird at first, but I'm like used to it now, so I can like what do you call it? Like I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because he says his music is a mix of Eminem, Travis Scott, and Slipknot.
Oh, and then okay, I get the first two, but then you throw Slipknot in there. What the heck?
Yeah. Well.
Does he wear a mask? Like.
Yeah. After this, you look it up because I want to see your reaction to it. He doesn't have a mask, but he does that. You know that trend where people are wearing like those doctor masks, in front of their mouth. That's like big in Japan.
In Japan, they do it because they don't want to get sick. Because there's a lot of
no, but like it's also like people buy them to wear like designer.
What?
Like he wears that in his music videos.
What the? Okay, but here's what my question is: it based off of the Snapchat filter? Is that why? Because that Snapchat
filter is based off of the trend.
Oh my god. What the hell, man?
But yeah. So anyway, like you listen to it and you're like, okay, yeah, there's definitely like X, Triple X Temptation or Tentacion.
Is he the
I don't
guy?
even.
Is he the guy that got killed?
Yeah, he got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever heard his songs. You probably have, like not knowingly, but
No, I had a buddy. You remember Michael, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he tried to get me when I was doing a little experiment with a reaction channel with. He was suggesting me to do one of his songs, but I never did it. So I listened to Childish Gambino with "This Is America," and then I did a Kendrick Lamar thing. So, which they're both.
So X, it's like really. So basically, it has metal influences, like the type of music they make, because the beats are like really hard hitting, and like there's even like slowdowns sometimes, like tempo changes, like a breakdown would do in metal sometimes, and but so X would go from like these really like heavy beats, I guess you could say, because they have a lot of bass to them, that like distorted bass, the like it's you can't even tell what note it is just because like your ears are already bleeding.
It sounds like someone took a speaker and kicked it in, and
yeah, and so Scarlord, he has these beats, but because he used to be in a new metal band, and all the metal elitists are like, ugh, new metal, but
fuck
he was
new
in a
metal.
he was in a new metal band called Myth City, and
Myth City?
new metal, yeah, and new metal they they add the rapping here and there, but they also got screams like Linkin Park and stuff. So
I'm badass.
So he has like these hard hitting beats, and then he'll like actually scream, like he can actually, like he's a screamer, like he actually screams while he's rapping, and it's like it's different, but like it's cool, and like a lot of people. Like he's really big in Europe. Like he's already at like these big European festivals and stuff. Apparently he's coming to Rock on the Range down in Columbus or Cleveland, wherever they're doing that at.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to him sometimes, and he's cool. Hopefully he can get more hip hop people into the metal scene.
For what?
Because Lord knows we need it.
I think we need better people coming into the metal side of everything.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Hello? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost Virgil.
Uh-oh. He can't hear me. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Daniel? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We might have to call back. We lost him. We got to call back. Uh-oh. Let's get him. Hello?
Hey, there you are.
There you
are. For a second.
Must have been some kind of connection. My internet's going all wonky, so that might have been on my end.
Yeah.
But yeah. Where were we? I don't remember.
Scarlord, that's what I listened. I was also listening to him.
Oh yeah.
Do you listen to any hip hop or rap at all?
Yeah, I like old school shit. I'll listen to, Eminem. Everyone's got to love Eminem to a certain extent. You can't discredit him for being, like a pioneer in terms of hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
Him, Tupac, NWA, Run DMC, the Whitest of the White, Beastie Boys, all that kind of stuff. I like old school rap and hip hop, even Public Enemy. You know who came from Public Enemy, right?
Yeah.
Flavor Flav. And but that was cool though. The thing with Public Enemy.
Was it Public Enemy that did the thing with Anthrax?
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, they did the little combination thing with Anthrax, which is really cool. I think it helped kind of promote the new metal type of structure.
I think I lost you again.
Jeez. This is not okay, man. Can you still not hear me? Oh, boy. Here we go again. Try to get him back. Let's get him back. Uh-oh. We might have some issues here. Oh, don't you just love everything? Well, while this is going on, and while I try to get him back, I'll take the time to let you guys know. Let me actually just turn this off. I just want to let you guys know that I did a I did a reaction video to the new Dream Theater single, Paralyzed. So if you didn't check that out already, you can go check that out. It got uploaded really late. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. This video might even be uploaded pretty late. YouTube's been real weird in terms of the upload stuff. I was trying to upload a video, and it was going to take about 50 freaking hours for it to upload. So I'm not sure what's going on, and so I'm not sure what the case is. It's still actually currently uploading, but yeah, so that's kind of an issue at this point. I'm not sure when it's going to get fixed, but oh boy, we've lost Daniel. Oh boy. This ain't good, guys. We can't have this kind of crap happening. Oh boy. I don't know if it's me or if it's him, but it's one of us. I disconnected. Discord is... Uh-oh. My internet cut out. Oh, lovely. That's perfect. That is so awesome. That is great. That is lovely. That is amazing. Now it just kicked back in. You guys, see, when I do these longer ones, you catch shit like this, okay? You know, it's real annoying. Hold up. Daniel, can you hear me now?
I can.
This is the shit that I've been telling you guys about. When you were cut off, I was telling them about the reaction video I did for Dream Theater, and I was telling them that I was having issues with uploading stuff to YouTube. And for some reason, this 15-minute video that normally would take maybe 30 minutes to upload because it's so long and the file size is so big, is taking like 6 hours to do for whatever fucking reason. I found out the issue, and this has been happening a lot at my apartment complex. I think I've talked to you guys about it before as well. My internet will just randomly cut off.
Like for just a couple seconds?
Yeah, or a few minutes. And a lot of times it'll happen later at night, though, at like 2 in the morning. It'll just, boom, disappear. No internet. And I'm like, well, what the hell? So I don't know what it is. I'm really planning on moving out of this place real soon. So in the place I'm looking at, it's gonna definitely have better internet, and that's gonna help with a lot of things. But the point is, we're back. So
for now,
we should be good, hopefully, for the rest of this.
Yeah.
But yeah. As we were saying, what were we talking about? We were talking about hip hop, old school rap, Run DMC, or Public Enemy and Anthrax.
I think that's where it left off, was Anthrax. Public Enemy.
Yeah, they started that whole new metal like song structure, that type of metal with a rap kind of thing, which you can appreciate. So I don't know. I don't know if there's really anything else that I would listen to beyond that. I mean, I listen to jazz.
Go on my Spotify right now.
Jazz,
recently
blues.
played.
Not much else. I mean, there's interesting stuff that I listen to, but it's also mixed with metal, so that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
There'd be like metal with a saxophone and all this.
I don't even know if you could classify this group as metal, but there's this group called Dance Gavin Dance.
I've heard that name.
And I saw them in December at the Fillmore in Detroit.
Fillmore Theater?
Or no. It was the Royal Oak.
Ah.
And yeah, they weren't the headlining band, but I feel like the whole crowd was there to see them because the band Under Oath?
Vaguely, yeah.
Or heard of them?
Yeah.
They were headlining, and Dance Gavin Dance was one of the openers. There was 3 openers, and they were the second to last I guess they were the last opener, you could say. And so they get on and like legit, like they don't really play like heavy music. They're weird. It's like a mix of like kind of metal, like I guess you could say in like the drumming aspect of it, but like the guitars are playing like funk, like jazz chords, and like this and that, and like sometimes like disco, like it gets really funky sometimes. And I don't know, it's really cool, but like they had the most crowd action, and I feel like everyone was just there to see them. Kind of felt bad for Under Oath, but
that kind of thing has happened in the past. It's not unheard of.
Yeah,
it just depends on how they handle the situation in terms of the headliner, and if they think they got like screwed over or whatever.
Yeah,
we'll just see the relationship between those two in the future, I guess, if there is a future.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of them too.
Let me think. What else? I mean, there's some weird obscure stuff that I'll listen to too. Like,
have you heard of a band called Mr. Bungle?
Yes.
My friend Trevor showed me them, and
oh my god,
they were there's something else, I guess.
Don't look them up, guys. Do not.
They're ahead of their time. That's why you don't want to look them up.
Just don't. Okay, I'm just trying to help you out. If you want to go do it, fine by me. That's your choice. But nope.
Viewer discretion is
advised. And I know a lot of you guys. Well, I know a good amount of you guys. Some of my more loyal fans are in high school still, or just coming out. You're too young. Don't subject yourself to that shit. Stay innocent. Stay innocent as long as you can. Enjoy it while it lasts. Dude, this is a completely side thing, and I've already told my fan base about it. I got screwed last week.
By what?
This has nothing to do with music or anything. This is just a side thing. Just because we haven't talked in a while, you know. Guys, we say when we do this kind of thing, we don't usually talk much. We don't talk as much as we used to, but when we get into this kind of setting, this is where we all kind of like, it's kind of like a catching up kind of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving on the highway last Monday when that polar vortex hit.
Oh, yeah.
And I hit black ice. My back end swerved out. I tried to correct it. It swung back around. I hit a guardrail. And then a snowplow hit my front end and totaled my truck.
Oh my god! What are you driving now? Are you driving anything?
I have a rental. And on top of that, I had full coverage. So they would cut me a check for my car, and I just got that today after work. But because my dad and I have the same name, he has Progressive too. Some motherfucking idiot, some dumb fuck guy or whoever it was at Progressive when I started the policy with them decided, another Virgil coming to sign up for Progressive. Fuck it, I'll just copy and paste the information from the other one to his. Address, social security number. So I had my dad's information for my policy, apparently, and that caused a whole screw up for them because they had to investigate the whole thing just for them to say, oh, it wasn't your fault. We're the ones that fucked up.
Jesus.
And I'm like, thanks. You delayed another 3 or 4 days where I'm paying for this rental car, and you're wasting my time.
Yeah. That's so stupid. Why couldn't they couldn't have just asked, like, hey, there's already an account under this name. Like, is this you?
It's not, but the thing that pisses me off beyond that is a social security thing. One, I've never given my social security to the financial group that I go through to get insurance through Progressive. And neither would my dad. I don't know how they would have gotten his social security. He's a real paranoid motherfucker about that kind of stuff, about putting his information out there. I would understand it more if it was a stranger's name or a stranger's social security or something that was on my account that wasn't mine. But it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to go, oh, look, They both have the exact same names. One is the third, one is the fourth. Oh, that must be his father and he's the son. Oh, that's where the fuck up happened. Let's just fix this now. But no, they had to fucking investigate for 3 days to figure out that they fucked up.
It's a scam. They just want more money from you.
They don't want more money. They don't want to give you money because they don't want to pay you. So, Progressive, bad on you. Not okay. Shame. Anyway, back on track, just because I had to mention that. Did you have any more that you wanted to list? Or do you want to move on?
No, I was going to say, though, it would be a nice transition, because when I was talking about the Scar-Lord thing, I said, people like him, hopefully it'll get, like, hip-hop heads, or people who just listen to rap, they'll listen to him and be like, oh, he's kind of got a heavier sound, like, but I like him, and, maybe able to get people into metal more, because I said, Lord knows we need it, the metal scene.
What, like bridging the gap?
Not like that it's like the perfect bridge, but like, it's a starting point.
Right. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I guess so. I could see
I feel
that.
like people like, it's like band, he's not really a band because it's just him. So like people like him or bands like, Rage Against the Machine or,
Fuck
they have
you,
that.
I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
But yeah, bands like that, that's like the perfect mix of like hard rock / heavy music with like
Rap-ish
hip-hop,
type
rapping vocals.
Yeah.
Those were, I wasn't alive for that, but those were the days.
I mean, we weren't alive for all the good shit we listened to. I mean, especially myself, and I mean, I know you listen to it too, but I know I'm more of the old school listener. But don't matter.
I could probably name like 30 bands that I listen to now that you have never heard of.
Yeah, and I could probably name like 30 bands from the back then that you probably wouldn't know either.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of them thrash metal though too.
You and your dad just have CDs on CDs of like, yeah, I got this at like, I don't know, some thrift shop. It was 10 cents.
Well, where do you think I get it from? He's the freaking CD master, dude. He's got thousands of them, man.
Dude, I swear he's like a magnet to me. I see him like on the road all the time in his truck, just with his headphones on, with that blank stare he has.
Just in his beater truck or in his other truck?
The pickup.
The pickup, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like the pickup part of it is like the bed is about to fall off.
It's like this. It's not level anymore. It's like,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it's tilted.
Very dented.
Well, I think that's when him and my brother got hit by someone else when they were in it. I think it kind of...
Yeah, I remember that happening.
Yeah, so I think that was part of it. Someone that went to school with you guys, I think. Like T-boned him.
Yeah, I remember he told me that he got into because we were still in high school when it happened. Your brother told me.
Yeah. But
yeah. So, metal music nowadays.
Yeah.
As of now, do you think metal music is still popular?
Oh yeah. I think metal's one of those genres that's like transcended generations and it's a genre that's kind of lived through a lot of shit that most other ones didn't.
Would have died.
Yeah, and I mean it's changed. Some stuff has stayed the same, some stuff has changed, but that's life. I mean, things change, but I think in terms of communities towards certain music genres, I think, and I could most definitely be completely biased by this, but I think that when it comes to communities around different genres of metal, be it rock, metal, pop, hip-hop, rap, whatever, house, trap, whatever people listen to now, metal fans and metal communities, I feel like, are the more tightly knit,
like
loyal fan base.
Yeah.
They're the music and the bands that they listen to are sacred, and it's like a brotherhood, sisterhood, type of deal.
I mean, just like, especially when you're at like metal like shows, and just everyone there is just like doing their own thing. They don't care who's watching, everyone's there just having fun. Even like in mosh pits, people fall down, you'll just pick them back up, pat them on the back, like, keep going, buddy.
Well, see, the thing is, it's like if you go to a pop concert or something like that, and you're all tightly packed in this little thing like sardines, and you're going,
everyone just got their phone out.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you got your phone, but you're like, oh my God, yeah, and if someone bumps into you or something or touches you, you're like, oh, get the fuck off me, I don't know you. But if it's like a metal concert or something like that, someone bumps into you, look over and look, oh shit, he's got a fucking Slayer shirt on, Slayer, and then you just kind of go,
and then you just push him back, and then you just start this whole mosh pit.
Yeah, I shit you not. One of the first concerts I went to, the first time I saw Megadeth, I was down on the floor for that show, so I was in all the mosh pits and everything, and there was a dude who was wearing glasses who got knocked over, and his glasses went flying. As soon as he hit the ground, everyone fucking stopped. That mosh pit stopped dead in its tracks. Everyone was looking around, watching their feet. They found his glasses, gave them back to him, made sure he got out of the wall of the pit, and then it was just like pushing pause and then push and play again. Everyone was like, okay. Collision.
Like when I went to one of not my first concert, but my first like super heavy metal concert, is like metalcore type stuff. There was a band called Wage War, and I've never been in a mosh pit until that point. It was like 3 years ago, I want to say. And these two big dudes, like 6'5", like big dude, like buff dudes, like just started fist fighting right in front of me. Like,
no.
And I'm 5'9", for those who don't know, and I'm not very big. And they were just, I legit had to back up into a corner, and they were almost like, one of them almost like pinned themselves up against me as they were getting hit, and I was just like, security.
Were you like a cat when he gets scared by something? It's like back arches up and he goes.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do. I was actually laughing, like it was funny, like, because I don't know, one of the dude's shirt. These are the kind of metalheads that tick me off. He was wearing a shirt that said, "If you're not moving in the pit, I will punch you." Like it would word for word, like that's what it said. Like people who go out of their way
to be
make
assholes.
People move in a mosh pit. Yeah.
I mean, like, that's part of it. If you don't want to be in it, then you don't gotta be in it. That's why it's a mosh pit. It's not a fucking mosh floor.
Like you said though about the guy who fell down. Like, yeah, I've seen a lot of people fall down. Like at that same concert, there was a guy who had an Apple Watch and it fell off, and I saw him, and he was wearing a string backpack, and he was like kind of just looking around on the floor because the song was over. And I picked up the watch, and I kind of look at him, and I was like, he looks like he's looking for something. So I gave it to him, and he just kind of looks at me and like pats me on the back like I have his approval now or something.
He was probably like, that was either one of two things. One, if you gave it to the right guy, he was like, you're a good dude, thanks for not stealing this. Second one, that was not the right guy, and he was like, motherfucker, you gave me a fucking smartwatch.
Thanks, man.
Are these free? Oh, sweet, thanks.
Yeah. But there's like unwritten rules of mosh pits that you almost have to follow, or you'll get beat up for it. Like,
yeah.
Because one, if you fall, you gotta pick themselves back up.
Yeah. 2,
no crowd killers. I'm talking about people who like dive into people or like tackle people.
Yeah.
Or like that throw fists.
Yeah.
They always get beat up, but
I swear the funniest fucking shit I ever saw at a concert was when I went to see, oh gosh, who was it? It was probably Megadeth again, the second time I saw them. It was at a different venue. It was like an amphitheater, and so it's seats. We're all sitting in seats in a big bowl shape. All of a sudden, from the right aisle, right to the right side of me, all of a sudden here, a guy goes running down And I mean, he's barreling towards security. And I'm like, oh, this dude's about to fucking kill himself. He's going to trip on the steps and go tumbling down like a fucking tumbleweed.
Wait, he was running down the steps?
He was running down the steps, and he went to jump, like the metal gate things that they have.
Yeah.
He went to jump that, and fucking in midair, security grabbed him and went, wham! And fucking slammed him on the ground, and that dude was done.
Jeez.
That was it. He was done. I
think the funniest thing I've ever saw was at that Same Wage War concert, because my cousin was there and it was his first time, and it was his first concert actually ever, and he was crowd surfing.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, like, he is like, if you don't know him and you go up and talk to him, he's like pretty introverted. Like, he's not a very like, he doesn't show his feelings, like, I guess that I don't know very well, but like, to see him at that concert just go absolutely wild, I was like, holy cow. Like, I swear, like, concerts bring out like feelings inside of you that you, like, I don't know, you just feel like really like, like you gotta, like, I don't know, do something.
Let's fuck everything up.
But that's how he felt, because we were standing there for the first opener. They were okay, and then Wage War kicks in, and out of nowhere he just starts jumping up and down. He's like, yeah, and then he just jumps on people and starts crowd surfing.
Oh my god.
He got thrown up on stage. It was at the Loft, so you
right.
know, there wasn't any barriers or anything. So he got thrown up on stage, and he puts up the devil horns, and he's like banging his head super hard. And then he goes to jump off the stage, and no one catches him.
Oh,
and he
no.
just lands straight on his back.
Oh, wait. Why did he land? Oh, did he go? Oh, okay. Yeah, that would not feel good. That would not feel.
Like, he jumped forward, but once he saw no one was catching him, he kind of did like a barrel, at the last second.
That's kind of the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah, because you could hit the back of your head pretty hard. That's not good.
Like, even I feel like that's second nature, and maybe it is more for me from wrestling, and you too, because did wrestling. You're going straight down to your back.
You always land on your stomach.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well.
Unless it's jiu-jitsu, then you gotta go into the little on your back in the fetal position almost.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is interesting, but
anyway, off topic.
Oh yeah.
As to where.
I think.
I don't think it, like, there's a bunch of like Gene Simmons. I can't really stand him.
I can't stand Kiss.
He's a very egomaniac. Like, yeah, most of them. Basically, it's mostly Gene and Paul
Ace.
Stanley.
Well, Ace too.
Yeah, but like,
they're all like that.
They're all in their heads, They got all that money, and they think they know the
world. Well, they think the world owes them something too,
Did you hear that? My dad told me this, but Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons were thinking of selling the rights to Kiss so that they can open up different cover bands around the world and have those bands tour for Kiss.
Well,
I thought Kiss action figures were where it was gonna end, but apparently cover bands are. Yeah.
Fuck. Can you imagine if, like, that's like, it seems, I mean, sure, to them that makes that sounds like a good idea because it's more money. But if you think about that in terms of anything else, like, say if, where you have the original thing, the main thing, the strong thing, and they're licensing out lesser things that are trying to be the main thing. That's like you get shot, you call 911. Hi, 911, please. God, could you send an ambulance my way? I've been shot. Yes, sorry, we'll get the cover ambulance to come get you. The actual ambulance is out right now, getting somebody else, helping get some guy that's stuck on the toilet. The cover ambulance will be there when you get there. And some dude comes out with his scrubs on backwards, and like his name tag says Brian with the R backwards, and like
he's driving a Prius.
Yeah, he's driving a Prius with a little like LED light on it, and it says like ambulance.
I can't speak for everyone, but like most people that go to a Kiss concert aren't there for the music. They're there for the show because Kiss puts on these big shows.
Yeah.
So if you So if you send like people to do that for you, it's like, well, it's almost like I'm watching a movie. Like this isn't real. Like this isn't the genuine Kiss that I pay to see, you know.
It's just I don't understand when people get that big.
Also,
And
I feel like they should just stop. Like they've had their run. They've made like way too much money off of it.
well,
Like,
that's what if they're already starting to go to that route where, hey, let's license out our stuff to do cover bands, so that way we can have 40 million shows going on in the world at once, and we still get a cut of every part of it because we can't be everywhere at once.
Kiss is gonna be the new Blue Man Group. You know, they changed their people. Like,
I'll take Blue Man Group above Kiss.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there really isn't original members to Blue Man Group. They just have people like touring, you know, around the world, like different groups.
That disappoints me so much. That's a money grab, is what that is.
I don't know if they're actually doing it, or if that was a rumor.
Even if they thought about it.
Yeah, even if they thought about it,
it's just a quick money grab. That's all it is, and it's not like you guys don't have enough. You're like one of the most successful fucking rock bands in the world, and you got to get more money?
Yeah.
Really? Come on. To me, that blows my mind when people get like that. I don't understand it. You're so well off. You don't have to worry about a goddamn thing until the day you die, and yet you're still trying to grab more money because you want to be better.
Like, there's people like Kiss who, you know, say, hey, let's get people to do our jobs for us, and we still take a cut, like probably a big chunk of it. And then there's like the members of Led Zeppelin, like Robert Plant. He doesn't even want to have another concert with, you know, three of the original members and the son of John Bonham,
right?
Jason
Alex.
Bonham. He doesn't even want to do like one concert with them because it's not Led Zeppelin,
right?
But then, you know, like I said, you got Kiss doing this.
That's different, though. I mean, if you have a member that's missing, I think it's different. But when you're trying to license out clones just to make more money, I think that's kind of, I don't know. Yeah. That just made me lose a lot more respect for him if that's the case. Not that I had much to begin with for him.
Yeah.
I mean
it's Kiss.
They got some good songs, don't get me wrong, but they're so goddamn overplayed and they're just overrated at this point.
Gone. Also, Paul Stanley can't sing at all anymore.
Living in Detroit, Rock City.
Get up.
Anybody gonna do that feet? Get down.
But I brought up Kiss. No, I brought up Gene Simmons because I saw this on Loudwire, an article. It wasn't a YouTube video, but he said he thinks rock music is dead. He doesn't think anyone listens to it anymore.
Who?
Gene Simmons.
Oh, good lord.
But it's like, I don't know. I feel like, but he's like what, 70 now, almost.
Yeah, probably somewhere
like,
around there.
Do you even know any of the new rock groups that are out?
Oh yeah, he's probably like so out of the loop. It's not even funny.
Like, Breaking Benjamins, like still selling out arenas. Avenged Sevenfold, you know.
Oh God. I'll make a point to keep with the topic. I think like metal has it. It's interesting because metal's been around since, let's just call it, the late 60s. Okay. Mm-hmm. With the earliest renditions of what would be called heavy metal. So that leaves, even if let's just say 1970. It's almost 50 years ago. So now all the original people we're seeing, they're like the elders now. They're the elders of metal, of rock. They're who everyone aspires to be. They're like the original pioneers of everything. And since that start, you know, it's like shedding snakeskin. You know, you've had new things come and the old thing stays. New things come, old thing stays. Now I think we're getting to the point, because a lot of those original ones are starting to get real old. A lot of them are stopping. You know, Slayer's coming to an end. I think Rush wants to come to an end. A lot of the bigger, more original bands are starting to shut down and call it quits. And, you know, no diss towards them for doing that anyway. They've been doing it for decades, and they've done their shit. So that's fine by
well
me.
deserved.
But I think it's just going to continue to keep shedding because you get these new waves of just music that just keep coming. I don't think it's going to die. I think it's just changed. I mean, a lot of
I would say that's a good analogy. Like, we, like you said, like, we'll say like, when thrash started to become big, the big four, Anthrax, Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, everyone was listening to that. Like, well, not everyone, but like,
yeah,
metalheads back then, every metalhead was listening to at least one of those bands.
Yeah.
And like, it had its run, and then, early 2000s, late 90s came around, not as many people were still listening to it because, Metallica, their albums were
changing.
Well, they can speak for themselves. And it's just like, once that gets old, the snake will start shedding its skin and something new pops up. And then now you have metalcore, which came out late 90s, Killswitch Engage, bands like them, they blew up in the early 2000s. And then I think right now we're going through another transition probably, and something new will pop up in the future that will make people turn their heads again, like it usually always does.
No, I mean it's just, but I was I was making that point too because I saw a video of Metallica and they're like tuning Green Room like before a show. Holy good God, they look rough.
Yeah,
they look rough. I mean, I knew they were old. I knew Kirk's hair looks like cotton candy. I knew they were getting old.
Lars looks like a character from. He looks like he should play an Igor character from like an evil scientist movie.
I feel like the best character Lars could dress up for Halloween would be like Beetlejuice. That's like what I said. That's where I see him.
Yeah, but I feel like the only one that still looks pretty alright is James Hetfield.
No, Rob Trujillo. Because he's younger. Yeah, exactly. He's younger.
I thought we were talking about the original members.
Oh well, God, Lars is Lars. Kirk and James, they look god awful. I've seen pictures of them from shows or from the shows they've played, and I'm like, oh, they don't look too bad. But when they're in the tuning room and stuff and getting ready before they get all done up and everything, holy God, they are showing.
James Hetfield's gonna be in a movie pretty soon. Like he plays a big role.
He plays a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. What movie is that again?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember him talking. One of the podcasts that I started listening to was Joe Rogan, and he had James on there one time. I think he was talking about Joe Rogan. He's a funny dude. But yeah, God, they look so rough, and they can't. I mean, to me, even I think James is still holding strong, but he's always been pretty much mainly the rhythm.
Yeah.
I've never really noticed, but his picking style is a little weird too.
Yeah, it's pretty wonky.
It's not crazy weird.
He also has a crazy down pick too.
Oh yeah, he's like Papa down pick, but his, I don't know. It looks like he's playing open strings. It doesn't look like he doesn't anchor anything down. His hands just kind of freely flow. I don't know. It's weird. If you guys don't know, just go look. It's kind of weird. But what I was gonna say is Kirk. His solo stuff is. I mean, I never thought he was that great to begin with. He had a couple good things.
No, but you can't doubt that he was, even though like, I wouldn't even call him a great guitarist. Like he's a pretty good guitarist.
Yeah.
But like he's been very influential to like new school music, metal and rock. I've heard, in interviews of bands I listen to, there'll be like influences and like it's almost a guarantee that Metallica's on there, like for guitarists or whatever. Like I said, even though he's not a great guitarist, it's just because they were kind of the first people to kind of
Hold on, that's like, listen, I'm in an interview. I'm from a very important band, right? I got my guitar right now, and it's like, oh yeah, Kirk Hammett really inspired me. There's just one part in our one song where it goes a little something like this. It was so influential, and I got that from Kirk. It's this thing it calls a pentatonic riff. It's so mind blowing. So influential.
It's so mind blowing.
I feel like he's just kind of, to me, he's always been kind of a one-trick pony. A lot of pentatonic stuff. He doesn't veer away from it too much. I think Metallica as a whole definitely was influential. I don't think Kirk, maybe some people looked up to him, and that's fine. I never did. But when you get to a certain level, you realize how not crazy good he is.
Same with like you could say that about like Jimmy Page. Like, is he technical at all? No, he's actually a pretty sloppy guitarist.
I was gonna say, like Black Dog.
Yeah, like he's just basically fanning the strings and then just fretting different frets.
Yeah,
but just the stuff he came up with is iconic, and like, you know, like, he's just always gonna be remembered as a great guitarist, which, you know, he is, because he came up with some new ideas, but
yeah. But
he's a sloppy guitarist.
It's just Kirk. He just never did anything. Their songs had special stuff. Yeah. I don't think he did anything crazy great. And now, like when I see him do his solos, it's like it looks like he struggles so hard. And I know when they did their last album, he was like, he improvised everything. He didn't want to write a solo. He wanted to improvise every solo on all the tracks.
Yeah.
Good. I haven't listened to that album at all. I listened to one song from it. Atlas Rise.
Which one?
I listened to Atlas Rise. The last album, Wired to Self-Destruct. Whatever it's called.
Oh, their new album?
Yeah.
You've only listened... Oh, you haven't heard, like, I think it's, what is it, like, Moth to a Flame?
Well, I've heard...
was on Q106.
I've heard that one, too.
Okay.
But
yeah, those are the only two songs I've heard, too, from it.
Atlas Rise was kind of cool. It's got some good riffage in it. But that's all that's good at now. It's like James can play his riffage stuff. Kirk can't keep up with his solo stuff. He can't.
Lars is barely kicking it back there.
Oh, God. But and it's just so hard to wrap my mind around, because he can't keep up with stuff, and all he has to do is boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom. That's like all he's got to...
And it's crazy because, like, you go from listening to what his drums sound like in the studio, and then you go see him live, and you're just like, are they using the same drummer? Like, like, oh my God, when they play One live, especially with that, when the double bass kicks in, dude, it sounds like, like, it's like, you're not, what are you even doing? Like, you're having a seizure. I don't know.
He should just get an ultimate trigger on it. So just when he hits it once.
Yeah. Just a trigger that does 6 notes every time you hit it.
Is it sextuplets?
Yep. Do you not believe me?
No, I just never thought about it.
Yeah. It sounds faster than it is just because Lars doesn't know how to play.
Oh, man.
You know, if they had me drumming on the Black Album, it would have sold more copies.
That is probably my favorite drum sound. I wouldn't say my favorite, like number one. One of my favorite, like top 5 drum sounds.
Like mixes?
The drums alone. I think the drums sound really fucking good on
the
that
Black Album.
Yeah. They're heavy. They fucking hit hard. They don't like... You know, they sound. They have a good sound between organic and somewhat processed. It's like a good mix for just the drums.
No. You got it all wrong. My favorite drum sound is Saint Anger. I mean, until you hear the snare on this.
Oh my
God.
Tongue.
Dude, I swear to God, because that, you know, I'm not as big into that type of metal as you are. Like, you grew up on, like, those records.
Yeah.
And, so, like, I had never heard "Say Anger" until like a couple years ago. So when I kept seeing that joke of the snare going "Kong, Kong," I thought it was like a hyperbolized like joke, and then I listened to the album and I was just like, what? Like, is this the real album?
Because I think they tried to mix the snare and a sample in a weird way.
No, they actually, because they have a documentary on Netflix about it, and
about Saint Anger.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And it was when the band was like almost about to break up, like when Jason Newsted left.
Oh, you mean they kicked him out? Because I'm pretty sure they kicked him out.
According to his words, he left because they couldn't figure out like little issues. But they said that they just wanted to, because all the songs that are made on that album were made through just like having 2-hour jam sessions, and like they would just choose the parts they liked and then put it in a song, and that's why all the songs are like 5 minutes or over, because they were just jamming the whole time, and they said they just wanted to make it sound like raw or whatever, like it's from like the early days, but it just sounded very like
cheap,
the opposite, like you did it on purpose.
Yeah. Sounds like my old shit.
Yeah. With your Cubase MIDI drums.
No, I just mean the guitars. Like the guitars sounded so wrong.
Your little PV amp.
Yeah. Hey, I got some good sounds out of that PV actually.
That's true, yeah.
Like that creeping in the shadows thing that I did a long time ago, that Dose of Metal one. I think it sounded pretty damn good on that one. But
it's a little it's a mini 5150.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's
overall, I don't think metal music's gonna go anywhere or at least leave anytime soon.
No, it'll probably die out at some point, but it'll be after I die out. I'll be long gone.
Just like, I feel like it's because metal is like most consistent, I want to say, like at least with like keeping one sound, because like if you listen like nowadays, like pop, like even 4 years ago sounds different from the pop that comes out now, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, people always want new stuff, and when you're in a metal band, when you start making new stuff, you're a sellout, you're going too mainstream, or if you change your sound at all. So I don't know, I just feel like it's the pop industry, man. Like they just need new all the time, I in my opinion.
Yeah,
they're just looking for shiny stuff, more money.
It's
not all of them, but
it's a whole thing. I'm gonna be the old 80-year-old dude sitting with my flying V, like in the fucking nursing home. Just
whippersnappers don't know metal music.
You guys don't know shit about music. Go 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 go. Sitting there playing fucking Master of Puppets like when I'm 80 years old. This is when shit really rocks.
It's like doing a mosh pit to Mastodon or something, Blood and Thunder.
I'll freaking die.
I want to see this room spinning. Circle pit.
I'd be... Oh, fuck. You got to see Mastodon. That's a side note. They're so good live. That's such a good show.
I heard. I want to see him.
I saw him. Oh, God. When was that? God, that was a long time ago. That was probably like 6 or 7 years ago.
That was before they were like as big as they are now.
And the one band that I saw before they got really big was Ghost.
Yeah.
That was not.
Yeah, they blew up quick.
They freaked the fuck out of me and my dad when we saw them.
I remember when you showed me them. It was their first album.
Yeah, it was.
That Con Clavi Con Dio.
That's such a good song.
They used to be very not radio friendly.
I think their stuff is still somewhat good. They've just gone through so many singers.
Lineup changes.
Yeah.
No, the singer has always stayed the same. It's the other members.
I thought it was the singer that's changed.
No, the singer changes his costume and like acts like he's a different person, but he's not. It's been the same guy throughout the whole thing.
It's young Conclave, the Conclave con Dio one. That one's the bass line in the beginning. Down 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 down. Lucifer, we are here.
Just hit you right in the beginning. We praise Lucifer.
I swear to God, it was a good show, because it was the same show.
Yeah,
It was Ghost opened for Opeth. Opeth opened for Mastodon. When Ghost came out, they were humming, doing their little.
They had this really creepy backtrack on the loudspeaker.
Little hymns, and they were coming in. They were dressed like monks when I saw them. The other guys were dressed like monks. Then you had Papa, what's his face, coming out dressed as the Pope, and he comes
Papa
out.
Emeritus, I think.
And he comes out.
Emeritus.
He presents himself. He puts his arms out, and then it starts down down and that bass line starts, and you could feel it in your chest. It's like oh, it was so good. But the creepiest shit, I swear, and I say this every time, was when they start singing the Sion Conclave, Sion Conio. He sits there and
he has little
the light thing fucking underneath him lights up. It's like purple and red. He's got I forget what they call it, but that's the thing they use in church to put like in fucking sage out to bless you and stuff. Freaking swinging that thing out there, and it's Sion Conclave, Sion Conio. It's so like, oh, it was creepy. I remember looking at my dad, and he looked at me like, what the fuck are we looking at right now?
But the reason they got big is because they put on a good show, and also their music's pretty good too.
Well, I mean, it's like shock rock.
Shock value of it.
But it wasn't like so bad. It wasn't like Marilyn Manson or Alice Cooper. It was like, it was talking. It was
like
about,
on the verge of like, are they actually like Satanists, or is this like a thing they do?
Well, it was like, the way I always describe them is like, it's a dark band that makes dark, sinister things sound happy, because it's almost poppy.
Yeah. Now, like, their new stuff is.
Well, their other stuff kind of was too. Their first,
Ritual.
Yeah, and ritual, smells of dead human sacrifice. But it's like you sit there and sing it, and you're going, "What the hell am I saying? I'm talking about sacrificing people." There's something else, dude.
That song sounds like a symphony of destruction with the dun dun dun.
Yeah, it does. But I've seen people say that, and I'm like, it's like two notes. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just chromatic notes. Like
F to E. It's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. But I have to go in a second, so I feel like we should end it on what metal bands do you think, if you know any newer ones, do you think that are gonna be like the next big thing?
Like, as in ones that aren't already?
Yeah. Or actually, let me word it this way. What bands do you think could, like, tear down some walls from, like, pop music, or people who listen to pop or hip hop to start listening to metal?
I don't think it lies in bands so much. I'm sure there's some. I think more of where things are going are like what I'm trying to do. I think things are turning towards the internet. Things are turning towards creating content. And I feel like that's where the gap is really going to get bridged, which it's already kind of been. You got big people like, Leo from Frog Leap Studios doing covers of pop songs and stuff. I've done a couple things. You got a lot of other people that do it. I think that's where everything's going to bridge over. Not necessarily bands, because they're kind of already established and doing their thing. It's when people like me and you grab a camera and go, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and just do it. And then people are just going to start doing crazy shit and bridging those gaps. Like, I mean, they've already started. So I think, like, everything's going to start moving more and more towards the internet. It's always been that way ever since it was created. Everything's going to shift over to it. So I think that's where everything's going to end up going to.
Yeah. I mean, there's bands that I know of that, started on YouTube or started on the internet, or I'll even look at MySpace when that came out. Like, there's so many big bands nowadays that came from MySpace, and that's the internet.
Did they shut down MySpace? Is that still running?
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a website you can go on to look at like what MySpace would still look like.
God,
they don't actually have that on.
It was about time they took that dog out back and
put her down.
But yeah, okay, well, it was good having you on here. Good talking to you again. Having this nice focused discussion about music and not just random bullshit, through texting or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good to have a structure.
I'm still just in awe that I'm the first person to be on here multiple times.
And now the third, and you're the most frequent guest.
No, that is just so amazing.
Yeah,
I expect my trophy in a couple business days, by the way.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get there right to you. And what I'll write on the plaque is for being the biggest asshole the podcast has ever seen.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to shout out anything of your own stuff to my peeps about anything you're doing? Maybe. If not, it's up to you.
Not yet, because I'm still fixing some little kinks, but I'm looking to, put some music stuff out there soon. Get some of my own originals out there, but not for a while. So
okay. Well, when that comes, it comes. You got this bridge of my little tiny army.
Hey, whatever helps. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. So. All right, dude. I'll let you get going. So thanks again for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you.
People love hearing from you. So. See ya.
Alrighty, see it.
Bye. Alright, you guys, that's it. I'm going to leave it here. That's all I'm going to do for this podcast. I don't want to change that. I'll just leave it like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is another awesome, fun Sinister-Cast. It's going to be a longer one. Just decided that I wanted to have another guest on. And Daniel is definitely an interesting person to talk to, especially about this music and stuff, since he's been so involved in my music process and stuff like that, with doing work with me and our band and stuff like that. So it's always good to talk with him. And I know you guys like hearing from him as well, so it's always good to get him back on here. And I'm sure he'll show up every once in a while on the podcast still in the future. I don't think this is the last time. So I'm going to cut it off here. I think we've been talking long enough. If you have any more topics you guys would like me to talk about, any other guests or anything, or questions you have for me and or Daniel, do let me know down in the comments. If you're still sticking around, thank you so much. You're awesome. And it's really late right now, so I'm about to hit the hay, go to bed. And like I always say, thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video.